My name's Megan Ashley Young, and I'm bisexual. So I grew up in a city in Fort Lauderdale, Florida called Wilton Manors. It's an entirely gay city. There's a gay mart, and there's like bottoms and tops, and like hamburger mart. It's fun, it's great. I moved out really young because of my own familial issues, and because I lived in Wilton Manors, and because there were so many young LGBT youth that were there for one reason or another, be it they were abandoned from their families, or financial troubles, or what have you. In my time of need, we were able to come together and build a family and get a home and have a safe place for all of us. And I think it was one of the most loving times in my life because of that heightened sense of community. So I was in Disney World in Florida with my girlfriend at the time and my best friend, who I considered my big brother. And we were in line for Tower of Terror, and my girlfriend and I were holding hands and we kissed. And this woman and her son in front of us turned around and just started screaming, absolutely screaming at us, saying it was disgusting, and how could you do this? This is a family place, it's it's Disney, it's inappropriate. And I, being like volatile and a teenager and ready to just like throw fits, started retaliating and speaking back to this woman, and my older brother stopped me and said, "It's not even worth it. It's water under the bridge." And not everyone is gonna understand, but if you can teach them, teach them. If you can't, that's not your problem, and you don't sweat about it, and you move on with your life and you stay happy, because hopefully one day they'll come around to figuring it out. And again, if they don't, you still have a whole life to live and people to make you happy. And I think it was just that very small moment of wanting to like fight fire with fire that was diffused very quickly by someone who was older and wiser and had plenty of hate coming out in his own right. Growing up in Wilton Manors, every year they do the Stonewall Festival. It was always the entire city just shuts down for the day, and everyone goes out in the street, and I lived right down the block from it, so it was awesome, and carries a giant rainbow flag. It was about 3 blocks long, and it starts out with like 4 or 5 people at the front, and then slowly, one at a time, everyone just starts joining in and carrying the same flag. And I'm talking like I'm 13 years old now, with my stepdad, who was straight, and my mother, and neighbors and kids, and it was raining, and we're under this giant rainbow flag walking for blocks and blocks and blocks, and it's just that sense of community I think was really inspiring. It's gonna be scary. It always is. Before the sun there is cloud, before the dawn there is rain. We're gonna have to keep fighting. You're only responsible for yourself, and if you maintain your pride, and if you nourish your soul, and if you work towards being happy and being a part of the community and standing up for what you believe in and speaking up when you see something happening that shouldn't be happening, and caring about the state of our nation or the state of the people around us, then we're gonna get through this. We always do. I did a play when I was younger back in Florida, and it was called Julie Johnson. And it was the first time that I had ever seen a play or been a part of some sort of a performance that was about 2 adult women in a relationship together. And I think for me, as a bisexual, you tend to get a lot of flack about picking sides or flip-flopping or not having a strong opinion, or people will like dub you a slut or something like that. But I think it was really inspiring for me to see 2 strong, independent women with kids and with families and jobs being in love and being matriarchs for their family. I played one of the children, and so I got to really experience that nightly, the normalcy of 2 women being together, which I think is important for anyone to see, if they're bisexual, or if they're lesbian, or if they're gay, or if they're human. I think that's also good. Just because something doesn't directly affect you doesn't mean you shouldn't listen and help. I think there's a lot going on in this world, and there's a lot of scared people and concerned families and concerned kids about their future. I think that there is a group of people who want to remain blind to what's going on for their own protection. And while I can totally relate to that and understand the need to self-preserve, I think it's also important to step outside of yourself and see the bigger picture and work towards helping people that need help, and supporting people that need someone to lean on, and listening to people that need to be heard.